Okay, so we're done with the psychodynamic perspective of personality. We'll take a look at now a different perspective or view of personality apart from the psychodynamic one. No? Yung behaviorist and social cognitive view of personality. So let's talk about the first one. Yung behaviorist view of personality. Since we came from Freud na pinag-usapan natin and how yun nga, mahirap i-falsify, mahirap pag-aralan yung mga konsepto niya. So, siguro, itong behaviorist perspective is a reaction to that. Why don't we just focus on, sabi nila Skinner, sabi nila Watson, why don't we just focus on behavior? These are the observable things that, we can measure. So, the way they looked at personality, as opposed to Freud about these interesting, yung parang shocking ideas, the way they viewed it and the way they thought how personality should be studied is that observable behavior. So they saw personality as a group of just learned habits through reinforcement. Yun yung idea nila ng personality. We do these things, we have these behaviors, we think about these things because it's reinforced. Yun yung idea ng behaviorist perspective. Yun yung idea ng nila Watson, nila Skinner, similar to our discussions in chapter 5, right? So the idea ng behaviorist view, lahat mga ginagawa natin is just because of a response sa reward at sa punishment na experience natin. So for example, if you're shy, maybe your shy behavior was rewarded. Parang hindi ka binabother, hindi ka na-embarrass, kaya ka shy. Yun yung idea ng behaviorist perspective. So rewards and punishment lang din. Whereas yung social cognitive perspective naman, kaya actually siya isasama natin mamaya pag-uusapan natin. No? Yung social cognitive perspective naman, it also thinks about behavior, yes, pero iisipin mo rin yung context, kumbaga yung environment, at saka yung, yung personal cognitive factors. So si Albert Bandura, pinag-usapan or he developed this idea called the reciprocal determinism. So reciprocal determinism is just the idea that it's an interplay. Personality is an interplay between these three factors. And those three factors are behavior, your environment, which is your reinforcers. Kaya actually magkasama itong social cognitive theory or social cognitive perspective with the behaviorist perspective kasi it also takes into account yung behavior ng mga tao and reinforcers. The idea of Bandura is that yung environment natin serves as the reinforcers and it reinforces the behavior. So, but he goes a step further than the behaviorist na actually there's also a third factor which are your beliefs, your expectancies, your personal dispositions, mga personal cognitive factors that are also at play. So, hindi lang siya behavior and reinforcer. No? So yun yung idea ng reciprocal determinism, an interplay between the behavior, the environment, and the personal factors that influence each other. Ang key concept dito sa social cognitive perspective nila Bandura is that meron din tayong self-efficacy. Ano ba yung self-efficacy? It's essentially our belief in our own abilities. No? The higher self-efficacy you have, the higher likelihood na ma-accomplish mo yung goals mo. No? So, malaking bagay ito kasi hindi lang tayo dogs ni Pavlov na naglalaway kasi mayroong pagkain na naaamoy or naririnig na bell or naririnig na metronome. No, we are human beings, di ba? Meron tayong self-efficacy, yung mga ganung konsepto. No? So, it's not the same as self-esteem. So, yung self-efficacy is yung ating expectancy of how effective we will be in whatever we're doing, no? And how we will achieve the goal. Yung self-esteem is more of yung ating positive value na piniplace natin, yung self-worth natin. That's the self-esteem. Okay? So, this is the social cognitive perspective. You take into account these things, not just the behavior and the environment. Hindi lang yun. Okay? Marami pang bagay. Si Julian Rotter naman, pinag-usapan din niya inisip din niya yung social learning theory and yung expectancies. No? So, the locus of control is one of his concepts. No? Very popular itong locus of control. Ano naman yung idea behind the locus of control? It's the tendency of people to assume that they either have control, so ibig sabihin merong internal locus of control, or do not have control, ibig sabihin external locus of control. So ang idea dito, what they found out was that people, who have high internal locus of control, they actually are associated with personality characteristics of high achievement motivation. So mas likely the will to succeed in any attempted task. Those who give up naman too quickly or who attribute events in their lives to external environment, parang this is not my fault, this is because of the system. Ang nangyayari naman dyan is that they can fall into patterns of learned helplessness and depression. Yun yung nalaman nila. So what does this mean? Maybe we want to focus on internal locus of control, right? Yung mga ginagawa natin, we have to be accountable, may mga consequences, so we don't want to blame just the system. So yun yung idea ng locus of control. So let's have a review lang of what we've talked about in this video. So we talked about the behavioral and social cognitive perspective of personality in a way na yung personality natin can be viewed in the way na mas observable, like our behaviors and how it is impacted by our environment, which can serve as the reinforcers. But not just that, in the social cognitive perspective, we also have things such as locus of control, self-efficacy, yung mga ganung bagay na hindi na nakaka-apekto rin sa ating behavior. So what? Ano naman yung natin ngayon? So what now what again, no? According to Rotter, yung sinabi niyang theory, which is based on the principles of motivation, personality is a set of potential responses to various situations, including yung locus of control nga natin. We might want to reconsider about saan natin in-attribute yung mga pangyayari sa buhay natin. Is it because of the system? Is it because of the external things that happen around us na wala tayong magagawa? Or do we want to focus on things that we can control internally? I am where I am because of what I decided. So, according to research, according to Rotter, diba, people high in internal locus of control with the personality characteristics of high achievement, motivation, and the will to succeed in any attempted task. So, mas gugustuhin natin yung high internal locus of control. Those who give up too quickly naman or who attribute events in the lives of external causes, we can mas likely na magpo-fall siya into the learned helplessness and depression. So we wanna focus on internal locus of control. So that's it for this video. I'll see you again on the next video.